Welcome back to part two of this episode with my business bestie and my dear friend, Monica Fullerton. If you watched part one of this episode, you got to hear a little bit of how Monica and I met, how we have stayed friends and business besties for the last 5 years. But I think it's really important to talk about Monica's journey, to shed light on the incredible community that she has built, where Spousely is, and then what Monica has up her sleeve for the foreseeable future for Spousely. Monica Fullerton, hey girl, welcome to the show. We talked a little bit about where we were in 2020, and that was when you were just starting out and building Spousely. But let's rewind a little bit. Tell me what Spousely is, and why did you decide to go all in on building an e-commerce marketplace?
Absolutely. So Spousely is an online marketplace to shop a wide variety of both products and services, all created by military and first responder families. And it all really stemmed out of my own personal frustration and inspiration as a military spouse. I know we talk a lot about what that looks like in life and just how entrepreneurship is such a great way to bridge the gap between doing what you love and living a life on the go. And it's just been such an incredible journey. We launched right before the pandemic, so really had no idea what to expect.
Great timing. Great
Great
timing.
timing. No idea what to expect, but we've continued to power forward as a community and honestly just build and grow together along the way.
Man, 5 years of Spousely. You just hit your fifth anniversary, right?
Yes, we did. We just turned 5, which is a pretty big milestone just because I think they say most startups usually don't make it past, is it year 3? Very grateful for all that we've accomplished, but like I said, it's definitely it's a team effort. I mean, we are doing it together as a community. We have a lot of challenges still, but yet we have a lot of wins as well. And I think that's where the true sweet spot is of Spousely, is that we are building and growing together.
Well, and something to mention for people who may not be keenly aware of the military spouse journey or what this how impactful this is. Our community of military spouses has faced a 24% unemployment rate, which is 4 or 5 times the national average. And that has been for the last 10 years. And it's only been 10 years because that's when they started tracking it. But military spouses are typically very transitory. They do not have the benefit of staying in a job, especially in person, for longer than their spouse is going to be at a specific assignment. And it's just a bit of a chaotic lifestyle that certainly impacts the employment endeavors of a military spouse.
Yeah.
Monica and I are connected with women and men who are insanely talented.
So
They
much talent.
create, they just create so many things. And I
Yeah.
think we're kind of testaments of that in a different way. But like Monica created what I would say is like the Etsy of the military community, where she has vendors who are exclusively military spouse, veteran, or first responder families. And they are selling their products on Monica's marketplace, Spousely. And again, what you did is you created a two-sided marketplace, which I think you had some pretty solid advice and encouragement for people, from people saying, don't do that. That's one of
Yeah.
the hardest things to do. And Monica said, don't tell me what to do. I'm doing it.
Yes.
And so you've created this dual-sided marketplace, and you started with how many vendors, and where are you now?
Yeah, so we launched with about 30 vendors and we've grown to over 1,000 vendors, but we have about 550 that are active. Obviously, vendors come and go. It just kind of depends on the season of life, whether it's a PCS or maybe, the business is no longer operating. So it's a really incredible journey of word of mouth growth, to be honest, because we've done zero marketing to get vendors on the platform. So all of that has just been through word of mouth, people spreading the word about our platform, and really those that really want to be a part of the journey with us.
Yeah. And like the two of us, we both had this part of our journey where we were working full time while we were pursuing our side hustles, our businesses, whatever. And so you were working full time
Yeah.
whenever you launched Spousely. And I distinctly remember the time where I had given my notice. And then I think a short 2 months later, you gave your notice at your corporate job. Talk about the mindset, the mental challenges, and like the tenacity that it takes to make that decision, and how it was a catalyst for you to grow moving forward.
Yeah, it was really challenging just because, I've always been career driven. I worked my way up in my corporate career. I've explored, a couple different industries. I'm just a multi-passionate business person. I absolutely love Yes, love learning new things. I love the challenge of getting to know how to do different things, and really just kind of, it's just a thrill that I absolutely love. And so it was really hard because, I was making a really great salary, and at that time, what I was doing, I just wasn't passionate about it. So I'm a big believer that you can align what you love, with also business too. But at that time, I was like just putting myself in a position where it was really just about, okay, I'm checking the box from making, a lot of money that I want to be making, but I'm not checking the box from doing what I love. And that really helped me get to a place where I was like, I am so ready to go all in on Spousely because I've seen what we're able to do together. I know that it needs my attention in order to be able to get it to the place that I would like it to go for our inspiring community. So I made the really hard decision of going all in. And, looking back at it, I feel like oftentimes there's a lot of fluff around entrepreneurship, especially if you do want to raise capital or you're looking to like scale your business. There's a lot of fluff around so many different things that you should be doing if you want to grow. And one of them is you should be all in on your business if you want it to grow. You should have a co-founder. You should do XYZ. And I just kind of got really wrapped up in like this you should phase. And I'm not going to lie, it definitely played a toll because you should always go with your gut on what you think is right for you and your business, not what you hear that others are saying that you should do. So I decided to go all in through a mixed feelings. It was from what I was hearing and what I was seeing other entrepreneurs do, as well as I wanted to finally be able to go all in on really finding that joy and growing something. So I don't have any regrets on it. I look back and everything that we've been able to do when I was all in on growing the business, getting it to a place of automation, scaling the community, building really great partnerships, having a really amazing team that is running the daily operation of Spousely has just been something that I probably would have never been able to put in place if I didn't dedicate that time to Spousely.
I have the unique purview and vantage point of having, we've kind of walked this journey together. I've been able to see the peaks and the valleys and the good days and the bad days. And I think that's part of pulling back the curtain and saying people glamorize entrepreneurship a lot.
Yes.
It's a lot of glamour. It's a lot of flashy things and a lot of people who are faking it till they make it. And neither one of us have taken that path because we understand the vanity metrics behind that. We understand, how people choose to market their businesses, and that's not our path. We want to lead with authenticity, integrity, honesty, and bring our community alongside with us.
Yeah.
But talk about burnout. Did you get burnt out? Did you talk about pivoting? Because you intentionally and probably through one of those valleys said, I have to hire a team.
Yeah.
And also, maybe I will go back to a traditional job. Talk to us a little bit about that, because I don't know if that's talked about enough, where people are either faced with a decision or they're at a pivotal moment in their business to where it looks different than what they thought or what they expected. And now they're transitioning into something else because of burnout or because of how that experience played out.
Yeah, absolutely. So on day one of entrepreneurship, I told myself that I would share the real and raw along the way because I do not think that there's enough people in entrepreneurship that are sharing the behind the curtains, that are sharing how they went from, point A to point B and so on. And it was really important to me to help others along the way. Obviously, everything that Spousely is built off of is helping others grow and thrive in business. And so I wanted everybody that's been a part of my journey, whether, it's been through Spousely or just, somebody that I know or somebody that's kind of watching or whatever it might be, see everything that kind of goes on in between everything there. So it was amazing. I will say, the first few years of launching Spousely, when I did take that leap and go all in on entrepreneurship, I was like on an extreme high of entrepreneurship. I was involved in everything. I was going to every event. I was speaking on so many different stages. I was getting all these different opportunities, and it was incredible. Honestly, I have no regret there. It was the best feeling ever. And it also positioned Spousely into the, space and opportunity that it's currently in right now with how we've continued to grow and scale. But I felt like I was starting to slip a little bit. I was putting it as number one versus my family and different other priorities that I've had. So I started to feel myself kind of slipping into that burnout phase. And I was like, no, it's not possible. Like I can do everything. Like, oh my gosh, like how I can't burn out. There's no way that I can burn out. I just will not let it happen. And it just got to a place where I was like, okay, I have worked really hard to put all of these different things in place. We have an amazing team. I want to be able to have Spousely pretty much running also without me having to feel like I have to be in the grind every day, every night. Like, I mean, I was sleeping with my laptop. I was responding to things at 2 a.m. Like, I just was living and breathing Spousely to a place where it wasn't helping anybody. Like, it wasn't helping the community either, because then I'm showing up with my glass empty and I need to show up with my glass full so I can keep pouring and helping other people.
I'll
And so,
never forget going to Military Influencer Conference the first time with you in Vegas, and we shared a hotel together. And that weekend or that week was insanely busy. You were speaking, you were pitching, you were moderating, or no, I was moderating, you were speaking, you were sponsoring, you had tables, like all of these things were happening in emotion for you.
yeah.
And we stayed in the same room together. So I can distinctly remember the 5 a.m. alarm that Monica set after she had gone to bed at midnight. And I woke up from the glow of her laptop and I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And like we both had work to do, but I was like, no, those emails can wait.
Yeah.
But you were like, no, I'm customer service right
Yeah.
now. Like I'm responding to emails, I'm making sure the social goes out, I'm getting our marketing assistant like going.
Yes.
Like no, like someone just lost their order, someone's
Yeah.
mad because their order showed up wrong. Like no, I what do you mean, who else is going to do it? And I was like,
Yes.
oh, I'm yes
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yes. And then you start to learn there's only so much that we can control, right? We can do everything possible to make sure that we are pouring a strong foundation off of our values and we're building a company how we want it to be built. We want to have the best customer service. We want to have the best marketing. We want to have everybody feel like they, mean the world because they do. And so that was really, really important to me. But then once I started seeing, my family was saying, my husband would be like, "Oh, you're here, but you're not actually here." And he kept saying it to me over and over again because you know him. He's been a huge supporter of everything that I do. He knows how career driven I am, and when I've got something on my mind, I'm gonna go for it.
Well,
But
and you guys have been together since you were in high school. Like
yeah, I was like
he knows
13, so
you
he knows me. Yeah.
middle school almost. I mean, you guys have literally grown up together. You have twins
Yes.
together. You've had a variety of other like passion projects and things like that. So your husband knows you and what's important to you. But what I love about our spouses is that they're also willing to like gut check us a little bit and
Yeah.
be like, hey, I know this is important to you, but here's what I'm seeing, and I just want to offer that to you. Like
Yes.
Monica, talk about that. Like talk about having someone in your life, your marital partner or otherwise,
Yeah.
who will call you on the carpet and say, "Hey, red flag,
Yeah.
let's talk about it."
Oh my gosh, it's the best. It's the best when you
The
have
best and the worst.
true, it is, but it's ultimately the best, to be honest, because it allows you to be like, oh my gosh, the person that I trust and love and know that really truly just wants the best for me is saying this. Okay, I probably should listen because at first I was like, oh no, it's fine. Like I'm here, like everything's good, like I'm thriving. But then I just remember waking up one morning and being like, okay, I really it really hit me. And I don't really remember what it was that really like hit the
I
most.
do. I
You
do.
do? Well,
You were
what?
like, "I think I'm having a heart attack."
Yeah, I think it was probably. Yes. So I mean, it's no joke, especially for all of you that are listening that have like been there and have felt that feeling. I think I
I
did
love
tell
how
you.
you're like, I don't remember what it was because I found that way back here, like want to forget. But no,
Yes.
Monica, you're like, I think I need to go to the
Yes,
cardiologist.
I was starting to like, because I, would travel a lot and do different things. I was starting to like experience things that I've never felt before because I was so used to always traveling for work in my corporate career. But I would be getting on a plane and like I just remember feeling like I was going to have a panic attack, and I didn't even know what that felt like, but like something was not right. And so they always say that our body does let us know like when we have reached our limit. And I think that was a real wake up call. And as I mentioned earlier, I am such a multi passionate business person. So I've got many different other areas of who Monica Fullerton is that I felt like I was pouring only into one area where I want to continue to like grow and thrive in all the other areas too. So that kind of led me to where, I'm at today. I decided that I wanted to continue growing in an area that I'm also passionate about, which is real estate investing. And so, my husband and I have kind of built our own real estate investing journey by building a new build house every, 2 years. But I wanted to also build alongside other like-minded entrepreneurs. And so I made the decision to join a quickly growing startup and help them where I absolutely love helping the most. And so it's been really actually powerful to see that when I came up for air and I allowed myself to see all of the magic that we have going on at Spousely because of our people, because of everything that we've put in place, because of our team, it like opened up this whole new like door, I feel like. It's actually like a really, yeah, it was like, I don't
Mental
even know.
clarity. I know you had so much mental clarity after this.
Yes. And so it's just been really great to be able to know that you can be multi-passionate and still give all of your passions your all without burnout if you allow yourself to do it right. It's not like jump ship and go completely like, try to get your mind all into one place. It's finding that balance of what makes you happy as well as what makes you perform your best. And for me, it is embracing all of my passions and not just like, going to just one and like trying to squeeze myself dry. I love spreading out my passions because I always want to inspire more people to embrace being multi-passionate.
And that really breaks down to being able to delegate and outsource and not only hire people, but entrust them to
Yes.
lead the business that is not just a name or a logo. It is your baby, it is your
Yes.
child. It means more to you than it does anyone else. And being able to put that in the hands of people, especially as you leaned into other areas of business or life, or just allowing Spousely to grow more organically with a long-term mindset to be able to bring in the right people. So can you talk about maybe helpful tips that people can integrate into their businesses to delegate, hire, outsource, and like empower people to do great work
Yeah.
while you're not as involved as you used to be?
Yes. The best advice I can give there is hire people that are just as passionate about what you're doing and what you're building, and they want to be a part of it. I will say my biggest mistakes came from trying to hire big marketing companies or finding, different companies that say they can like get you this crazy ROI and they know how to do all these things. The best help that I have had with Spousely are individuals who are passionate about what we are building together. So my marketing help, our community help, our PR help, our web developer, every single individual that I have hired and has been a part of the Spousely mission is equally as passionate about what we are building as I am. So it's an extension of my heart and soul into everything. They want the best for our community. It is not just, hey, it's a job. I'm going to show up. I'm going to, just work on what I have to work on. It is, how can we go above and beyond to get our vendors more sales? How can we do this? How can we grow here? It's really a team effort. So I think, when it comes to hiring and getting to that place in your business and expanding, it's really important to surround yourself with people that share that same passion as you, because then we can all help one another grow. And I think that's really been the real magic of the story of Spousely is even with you, Lyndsey, and with Melissa and with Katie and everybody that is helping Spousely grow from a team standpoint. We've all helped each other. We have opened new doors for one another. It's never about how can I keep you just capped at doing this one thing. It's about where do you want to go and like how can I help you get there? How can this help you get to where you want to go? How can we all win together is the like best thing ever. And when you get to that place where you've surrounded yourself with people who are helping one another really grow in business, it's like it unlocks like this whole new opportunity. It's very powerful.
Full send. Going back to our earlier conversation about why does it matter to tell your story? I think we talked about that from the lens of, making an impact, and maybe from the perspective of like being able to like grow your business and sell more products or find more consumers. There's also the value of sharing your story so you can bring and attract the right people onto your team. I
Yes.
think so many people came to work and fulfill our missions alongside of us because they saw themselves reflected in us and in our mission.
Yes.
They felt like they could trust us. They felt the connection. They understood that we were leading something, regardless of what it was, from the right frame of mind and with the right impact at
Yep.
the forefront. And so that has been a benefit of telling your story, sharing your story, and connecting with people who care, because they come alongside of you and not only help you sell products,
Yeah.
they are essentially helping lead your business while you, again, advance and pursue other areas of business or life or personal goals that you have, because that is your version of success. That fulfills you and lights you up. So, Monica, as we talk about where Spousely's going in the future, what are some of the other things that you're focused on individually or as a person that you would like to talk about?
Yeah. Well, personally, I recently, as you know, launched my online course, Build, Launch, and Thrive Online, because I am so, so passionate about helping people really grow and thrive when it comes to selling online, whether it's turning their hobby into an e-commerce business or, maybe they've already kind of taken that leap and they're just feeling like very overwhelmed on how to pour a strong foundation. That was something that was really important to me because I help so many people at that stage of business, especially through Spousely and those that have kind of seen me in the e-commerce space. I knew that I don't have enough time in the day to be taking on those individual, client calls and be able to help individuals. So I was able to dump everything into a very impactful online course where now they know they can go at their own speed. They can still get all of that insight and information while also getting that built-in support at that stage of business. So that's something that I recently have done to really continue helping in an area that I love most while also not feeling like I have to bend myself backwards and make more time in a day that just is not possible. So that's been really great. So I encourage anybody that is, passionate about helping others in a way that maybe they can put it into a course format or host a mastermind or do something where it's that type of style, really look into it because it allows you to unlock more potential and tap into your natural calling there. And then on the Spousely side of things, we've got some really great corporate partners, and we're really looking into a lot of different opportunities that we're growing and scaling. We're getting ready to launch our next season of our I'm Possible podcast. So I'll be taking over again as the host there, where I'll be interviewing our vendors and sharing their stories, and just continuing to find new ways to break into the market to spread the word. What I love that we do is we come up with ideas with our vendors. We do giveaways together. We come up with, different marketing ideas. So just constantly, wheels are always turning. But ultimately, at the end of the day, from my mind of everything that I do is how can we help one another get to where we want to go? So,
Yeah, which all sounds incredibly exciting. I I again am so thankful for what Spousely is and the mission and solution that it provides to so many people in the community. And I genuinely feel like it's still just getting started. You
oh
are
yeah.
still at the forefront of this journey and at the beginning chapters, and I just foresee so many incredible things for you and for the business for years to come. So you keep on telling that story and keep us along on the journey as you continue building what Spousely is destined to be.
Yes, and I couldn't have done it without you. And I'm just so grateful for you helping me step into that story and continuing to craft, what is possible, because I think we're all really great at helping others get to where we want to go. But when it comes to ourselves, we oftentimes are our own worst enemy or our own wall. And we just got to keep knocking that wall down. So very grateful for
Yes.
you, my friend.
Grateful for you as well. Also, every time I have a guest on the podcast, I ask them what advice they would give someone who wants to be in your shoes, who, maybe they're building a business or they're pursuing professional life or they're a mom. And what would you say to that person to encourage them to pursue their version of success?
Yes, there is a quote that I've shared pretty much on every podcast and opportunity. Do you know it, Lyndsey?
I mean, I feel like I've known all of your quotes, but there's so many. Do tell, which one?
So it's growth begins when comfort
Where
ends.
comfort ends.
Yes, I want that everybody to hear that quote loud and clear, because it is so, so true. When we step outside of our comfort zone, honestly, the sky is the limit. I know that sounds super cheesy and tacky or whatever it might be, but at the end of the day, it really is true. If you have your mind set to something, it's going to be scary, it's going to be new, it's going to be challenging. But when you step outside of what we know in that comfort zone, we can really create some awesome, awesome things for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know what, this is kind of related to that. I find my clarity whenever I'm like on a walk by myself or in the car by myself or like doing a workout again by myself. That's when my mind opens up.
Yeah.
And I think for ambitious women like me and you, we are comfortable in uncomfortable situations.
Yes.
We are comfortable with high risk situations. We are comfortable doing things that a lot of people don't do.
Yeah.
But I had to check myself recently and say, if that is the case, then you need to be doing more uncomfortable things. You need to take bigger risks. You need to play in a different, bigger pond.
Yep.
And I had that epiphany the other day when I was working out. It was like, I'm really proud of myself for being comfortable in high stakes environments, but that's not the point. It's to continually be in a state of discomfort, because that's where growth happens. And so that was my epiphany as I was doing a Peloton ride the other day. But Monica, thank you, a million thank yous for being here today. Where can people find and connect with you outside of the podcast?
Yes, I'd love to connect on LinkedIn. That's usually my favorite platform just from a business and personal standpoint. So LinkedIn or on Instagram under Monica Fullerton.
Amazing. For anyone who is listening right now, if you want to make your dollars make an impact, if you are looking for the perfect gift, especially for Mother's Day,
Ooh, yes.
I would highly encourage you, or Father's Day, like any birthday, get ahead on your Christmas shopping. Please go to Spousely. Go to Spousely and purchase something that you probably would have bought on Etsy anyways, but the individual who's making it is a military spouse, veteran, or first responder connected individual. And those dollars, that transaction is more than business for them. It allows them to do what makes them happy, to feed their families, and to make an impact in their broader communities, no matter where the military takes them. So please support Spousely. Monica, drop the website.
Sounds good. Spousely.com, SPOUSELY.com.
Is there no hyphen anymore?
There is, but there's both. I also bought the Spousely.com without the hyphen. We won't go into that of how expensive that was. So,
.com, people. Put a hyphen in there or not, you're going to find it.
Yes.
Okay,
Well,
Monica,
thank you,
I
Lyndsey.
appreciate you so much. You are the best. I look forward to seeing you, I don't know, for a bike ride and a spa day on 30A one day very soon.
Yes, that sounds amazing. Let's do it.